You fix your stream deck yet?
I just realised I haven't pushed my... Yes, I did. Ish, kind of. Hi, everybody. We're live. And professional as ever. I actually had... since when did I lose the trans? The trans just disappeared. There we go. Oh, well, it's a bit late now. Professional as ever. Let's just go D&D. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Well, we're missing someone. Does anyone have an update on Aki?
He is eating some lettuce.
Is he eating, or is that just a guess?
But probably.
Right. So we're going to crack on anyway, because the first thing you have to do is go through some announcements. Welcome everyone to DJs and Dragons. I'm going to put the channel thing in from my channel thing, so let me just do that real quick. It's been a bit of a day, guys. It's been a bit of a day. I woke up with a stinking hangover. And I feel the day went downhill from there, but I'm here and, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, let's have some fun. Let me copy that into here and do that. There we go. And then I need to just change. I was going to push the button and then I missed the button. And so now I'm doing a lot of manual things that I don't normally do, which is exciting, but it's now done. So we're live. We are here. It's Friday night tomorrow, and I won't be here, but today's Thursday. That was quick, wasn't it? I got that one quite well. We have a whole new competition. The crit win, crit fail competition is still here, but it's taken on a whole new shape and a whole new form. If during the course of tonight you get a 1, we get a 1, you put crit fail, and we have a pot that's at $20, 20 moolah dollaros. What's going to happen is that 20 quid's going to go down to 15. If we get a crit 20, crit win, then the pot will go up to 25. You, as usual, put your crit win and crit fails in the channel. We will accumulate those names and roll for them, hopefully straight away, so we don't have loads at the end if there's a lot. We're going to do a quick roll off. We'll get the people's names into rigs, and you won't win anything. What you will actually do is you'll win an entry. That'll be one entry each winner to the draw when either we have the big Christmas special or $100, whichever comes first. So if it hasn't hit $100 with the if we roll loads of 20s, we might hit $100 in a couple of weeks. But if we don't and we get to Christmas and we haven't given away anything, we're going to give away $100. We're going to give away the amount that it is Steam voucher for Christmas. Okay, that's that out of the way.
For those of you who don't speak in freedom units, that's about £82.
Yes, it is. I'm just saying it might even be pounds. It was thingy. So I got today's dice du jour. By the way, my show is sponsored by the. So I got some ice dice, and it's a D4 that's going in my drink today.
That's no ice. Come on, that was at least like a 2 out of 10.
Sweet booze. Just what I needed after the amount of booze I had yesterday. Well, I've got a point for it. I actually didn't do too bad, but I'm feeling actually a lot better now. Early note for me. So let's do this. It's Thursday. It's DJs and Dragons, and I'm gonna go straight into a rough recap if people are ready. Has everyone got their dice ready? Everyone ready to rock and roll?
I was born premature. Ready.
Welcome everyone to DJs and Dragons. My name's Jax. I used to be a captain and a pirate, but now I'm a free man. And I'm doing good. I run myself a little guild that's called the Guild of Adventurers. Extraordinary adventurers. But that guild is one man short. A man who fell during our last campaign. His name was Glamraes Barrelmane. And he is who we are now trying to find. He is stone. He is a man who's been turned to stone by a beholder. He's currently being held deep in the Underdark, in the city of Skullport, where there is a base of operations for the Xanathar Guild. And we're heading there. We've gone down through the portable yawning portal. We've gone through the portal in the yawning portal. That's quite tough to say. We've headed down. We repelled in. We've defeated ourselves some Sturges using some of our most important area of effect spells. We then fought a butt-fuck ton of spiders. They just kept coming. They just kept coming. But we defeated them. And now we're going to head deeper in and head towards Skullport because that's what we do, because we're crazy adventurers. And at the moment, someone else needs to play Aki whilst I play with music and stuff.
Oh, look, a carrot. Oh, yeah.
There we go. You're gonna
Trying to entice him.
Oh, ice. Mmm. Ice.
So, I'll hand it over to our DM, who is Tithe Delicious Crichton, we're going to call him this evening.
Right. Okay.
I'm going to sneeze.
Wait.
Oh, what we got going on here? Oh, there we go.
Amaki. Yes, I used my hand force.
How's your penguins? Right.
Do not talk to me of the ancient ways.
What we did? Where's the? I can't remember where the soundscape thing is. It's called Siren. There we go. Siren. So yes, hand you over to the man. Go.
Right. Okay. So where do we leave you guys? Covered in entrails. I think we had Stabby there, just literally just standing there panting, covered in entrails, half crushed by spiders. Dagger just covered in poison, just standing over that last spider, just screaming with rage. While this Duragar hanging upside down, just the muffled noises coming from, just looks at this scene before him.
I want to loot. I'm going to just. I want to loot all the corpses.
I want a short rest.
I was going to say, looting first. That's the last thing I wrote on my notes after last time. We need to loot. I also think we should probably try and convince the Duragard bloke to help us know where we're going or something like that.
I mean, that's definitely going to happen. So yeah, for now, I think what we're going to do is, DM, we will free our Duragar friend and invite him to sit with us whilst we have a short rest, refresh some of our various things, and do some looting. Obviously, with spiders, they probably don't have treasure chests, but is there a treasure chest knocking around or some bodies we can loot? Or can we get poison sack? Can we get some poison out of the poison sacks of the spiders and put it into a bottle?
Before you do investigation, why don't you roll me a perception check?
I will let someone who's very... Are we all doing that?
We only need to give people a maximum of 2.
Okay, I'll do one.
I will not.
15.
Gaz?
Mine ain't great either, but whatever.
What's Aki's? Does anyone know? I think we could do Aki's. I mean, that roll wouldn't matter anyway with whatever his boost is, so... 15!
Right. Yeah, JD. As you collect your thoughts following the fight, and you start to look around at this strange area that you found yourself in, this odd man hanging from the ceiling, you can see all around you the detritus, the bones, the half-rotted armor on the floor of all the unlucky individuals that have wandered in here over the years. I mean, to support a nest this size, this place must have been going for decades. Literally decades before you guys came along and exterminated them, shall we say.
Terrible now!
Entire generations of
here,
spiders have lived and died in these caves.
While I'm
So
here,
there are plenty of bodies floating around, some wrapped up in cocoons, some just laying on the floor.
while I'm here, I'm going to use my ring of jumping and Azure Edge, and I'm going to jump up and free the guy. I guess roll acrobatics.
Yeah, go for it, and roll to hit as well.
Apologies for my lateness. I am now here.
Hey!
19. And I guess a roll to hit. I guess I want low.
I don't think you want low.
Oh, okay, I want high.
It's a miss.
I get
So you
25.
hit the right thing. Wow, that's a good roll.
All right, and I guess damage 7. Does it cut the webs?
It does. The webs actually had an AC of HP of 5. So yeah,
Ah, nice.
just about.
I would have hit them regardless.
No, okay, yes, you bound across the room, flying through the air, little webs just exploding through your face as you bounce off the wall, whack the top of that spider's web, and the guy comes crashing to the floor as he hits it heavily with a very pained very pained sound coming from him, more like as he hits the floor there. He gives you a bit of an angry glare.
Do you want to be freed or not?
Hey, dude.
Okay. Right, what's everyone else doing?
Yeah, I think the key thing right now is to take a rest in it.
Yeah.
Take a little short rest.
Absolutely need a short rest.
Yeah. So
So
what?
if we get in a circle and short rest, and he can tell us his tale.
He can tell himself, but before he does that, what we need to do is we need to have a little song of rest, so that you all get an extra D6.
Nice.
Okay.
I was gonna.
Resting time is here again. Resting time for all my friends. I went up instead of down. Resting time, resting time, resting time. I haven't learned the songs yet, guys, but we're gonna have. I've already started getting "Let It Be" together for some inspiration.
Did anyone clip that? I think we got the intro to JJ's new show.
It's called Resting Time. So there you go. So you get an extra. If I need to go back to my character sheet now. Everyone roll your hit dice. So can I just get a clarification on hit dice from the DM?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do it? So my hit dice is a D. I can't remember how you roll your hit dice through D&D Beyond.
You click short rest.
Yeah,
Thank
and then
you.
choose the number of hit dice.
Thank you. So that's it. So I have 7, and they're D8s. So you all get, though, from Song of Rest, so you all know, dooba-dooba-doo, features and traits, spellcasting, bardic inspiration, Song of Rest, you'll get an extra 1d6, okay? So add a 1d6 to whenever you roll your hit dice. So if you're rolling hit dice now, roll an extra 1d6.
Right, I shall roll with the D6 first then. Oh. I think JD did better at that than me.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled
Nice.
a 1. Okay. So. Hit dice number 1.
I also rolled a 1 with my Song of Rest.
And I rolled a 1 on my first hit dice as well.
I rolled a 2.
You're going to be using a lot of hit dice, I can tell.
Well, at least I get the +2, so that's a 3. Right. And next hit
I'm
dice.
finally here. Sorry, boys.
2.
Oh, 5.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
God
right.
for that. 13, 18. So I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got 5. Oh, can I click on that? I could have just clicked on that, but I've already rolled them now.
I could. I like rolling.
Toxie,
So.
are you going to roll some
That's
hit dice?
I am.
+2 is 8.
I'm back up to 70 with 3 hit dice.
20
just working right now.
fucking fuck.
Also, nothing's
I
got.
am just
You know you
halfway
only get
with
half your hit dice back a day.
There we go.
So
That's
I've used
fine.
5 hit dice and I've got 27.
I have
think
7 hit
it's
dice in
actually
total.
added that to my total as well, which is kind of useful. So I'm on 37 and 46. I'm close to my max.
Okay. Do I? Is it best for me to roll my hit dice on D&D Beyond?
Yeah, it's up
Whichever
to
you
you.
want. So whichever
It's
you
up
want.
to you.
You can do.
You certainly need to press the short rest button on D&D Beyond.
Oh, I didn't add my 1 to that, by the way, because that didn't have
1 second.
that.
I'm
do
on
I
50
stay
hit
on?
points. I'm fine.
Do I stay on 41 of 45, or do I roll another one? Which would be my last one.
I'm going to use. Let's have
I'll
a
stay
look.
on 41.
You can choose
Can
as
we
you
buy
roll.
health potions?
We have
I'm
so we
probably-
have a couple of greaters and a couple of normal.
I'm probably going to use 5.
I'm going to ask the DM. DM, if I was to, if I wanted to get some poison for my arrows, or for my blade even, from the spiders, can I do
would
that?
ask you, do you have a container?
And I would say I might drink one of these potions of healing, so I could drink the healing, get the last little bit of the healing that I need, and then fill it up with poison.
I would allow that.
Okay, that's what I
100%.
will do. So, a normal potion of healing is what dice?
Something like 2d4 plus
I'm
something.
on it now. I'm on it now. 2d4 plus 2. And d4 was my dice, ice dice du jour, so I think this is going to be a good roll. I'm feeling good about this. I'm feeling good
ones.
about a 4 and a 1. So a 5. That's extremes, doesn't it? That's 5 plus 2. That's another 7, which puts me at 45. Beautiful.
Oh, I don't have to be Aki anymore, do I?
No. You can take it off. So I'm on 45, and I now have. How do I get poison?
Right.
Would that be animal handling?
I think that would actually be medicine.
Medicine. Both are 0, so.
Well, unless you want to convince me there's some sort of skill for food and butchering your meat mixed up in there.
So that would be an 8 on my first roll.
Come on. You've got to play the game. It's like, are you sure that it's a medicine check? You sure it's not a nature check?
I think it's probably deception. I'm going to lie to this spider and tell it that it should give me some points. So we had a lot of spiders.
Tools.
How many rolls should I do? Who else wants to do rolls?
I think there were 11 spiders there. That's certainly a lot.
So I will
What
roll.
are we doing?
I'm just trying to get some poison from the spiders.
Sorry, 16 spiders and 1 matriarch.
So I rolled. I've rolled 3. I'm gonna roll 5 times. 16. Yeah, we got 17. I imagine I get some with that.
Yeah. You make an absolute mess cutting up all of these spiders, and by the 5th one, you finally figured out where the venom sac is, and you've managed to collect enough to fill 1 vial of venom there.
Okay. So I have one.
That is actually a D&D item that you can add to your inventory.
Fantastic.
So you can envenom your weapons to create extra damage. Except for, and I'll just warn you now, if your weapon happens to sit in oil and catch fire when you first pull it out, I don't think you can reasonably put venom on that.
No, I was thinking. To be honest, I've got the oil for that, and I thought I could tip some of my arrows, so I would do an extra bit if I decide to go ranged.
100%, and I think the poison lasts for about. Yeah, it counts poison. Lasts for, was it 5 or 10 minutes, something like that.
Cool.
So it's a bit tricky. Needs a bit of preparation, but you can do that for extra damage.
This is why I don't coat my bullets. I put the poison in the bullets.
Put the poison
Except
in
you
the
don't
bullet.
do it. You have to get someone to do it.
I will learn. Don't you worry.
That's right. So can I investigate and see whether any of the previous victims over the centuries have left any interesting loot? Because I'm guessing spiders don't really have loot of their own, but
Well, they kind of do. I mean, JJ's literally just found some venom in them.
well, this is true. But
Anyway.
I'm gonna go and look more for sort of coin and items that the victims have probably
Okay, so
spotted.
you're staying away from them, right? What are you doing, JD?
Who's
Apparently
being a
being-
seagull?
Quick, get the chips.
I'm confused. I'm dazed. I'm gonna ask this guy who he is and ask him how he ended up here.
Okay, so we'll get to that in a second. So you're going to talk to him. Captain Jax is butchering up spiders.
Yeah, and as I'm walking away to butcher the spiders, I'll sort of give Toxie a nudge as he's running late. I will give Toxie a nudge and just get him to help JD in the interrogation of the Duragar.
Okay, so only Stabby's looking for the bodies.
Yeah, he can get our loot.
The nimble-fingered rogue with a heart of gold.
Well, exactly.
We have a mission here.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you do the mission thing. I'll loot.
I want you to do 2 things for me, Stabby. I want you to roll a normal investigation D20, and I also want you to roll me a D100.
Oh,
Okay. So the investigation is 12 plus 8, so 20, dirty 20. And
Plus 8.
D100. Yeah, as I say, that was the thing I trained up while we had our time off. I was just going in the library and picking a book and then searching until I found it, so to improve my searching skills. And that's 87
That is
out
a
of 100.
good roll.
Whatever that means.
Right, so with a 20, as you are looking around and you're looting through the bodies and picking off what you can find, the matriarch, who I've moved away, catches your eyes. You notice that while the other spiders seem to have a very soft kind of leathery chitin covering them, the matriarch has what feel more like armored plates covering its body. Very sturdy. Perhaps there's something you could do with that, you think. Right, let's see. So, right, you said you rolled an 87, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me 3d6.
Aki, I gave you a little when JD's about to question our Durgoth friend. I gave you a little nudge, and I gave you a little nudge before I went spider hacking. Just tap the medallion just to do a little surface thoughts check whilst we interrogate him.
Right. So as you've gone round, several of the spiders, they're not really interested in armor or trinkets and things like that. They're more interested in the flesh. So several of these desiccated corpses, you notice, have rings on their fingers, and you've managed to find, what was that? So you've managed to find
3 and a 4.
one bloodstone ring, one that was I'm not even going to pronounce that, Caledoni ring, and another one, it's a chitin ring. So they're all valued at 50 GP.
So 3 rings worth 150 gold.
Yep.
Nice.
The rings themselves are worthless. It's the gems that are embossed in them.
At this rate, we're going to need our own infinity gauntlet just using all these rings. Too many.
Right. And I need you to roll me a d4.
Who? Me?
Yep.
Okay. D4. That's a 3.
As you're searching through the corpses very thoroughly with your 20 investigation, you manage to find 3 items that catch your eye. These ones seem to have a special nature about them. They don't look like your ordinary run-of-the-mill rusted blades or wooden shields. Now, roll me 3 D100s and we'll figure out what you found.
Oh, right. Okay.
Roll well, my friend.
That's a fucking 100. Oh, that's a
no,
90.
that's a 9.
Oh, 9. Oh.
9, so that's just a 9. Yes.
I need you to roll this down. It's not roll this down. Write this down.
Right.
Stop. Look up.
Right. You have found...
Left.
I could probably just give you a picture of this. There we go. Right, so I'm going to link this in Roll20. Yeah. Okay, so take a look at that if you can.
Mm-hmm. That
Turn right.
can go down there, and then next.
Right,
Yep.
so without telling you what that is,
Yeah.
that is what you firstly found.
Okay.
Right, okay, roll me another D100.
One handy necklace thing. Right.
Work I did.
70. Oh, wait. Dice cam.
Straight 70.
I
Or is
think
that-
that's 80.
Yeah, it always gets a bit confusing. Is the 0 with 0, or is the 0? Does it go
This is
from...
funny.
Does it
This
go
is
from
funny.
0 to 99? Anyway, yeah.
That is... Yeah, it's confusing zeros. Wait. Did you get a 00 and a 9?
Yeah, which is a number 9.
On the
Yeah, it's a
previous
number
one,
9.
yeah.
And then
It's
this
got
is
a 9
technically
and a 70.
80.
Well, it
No,
may...
this is 80. The 0 is 10.
Well, I can't be
It
bothered to
is if
retcon
you
that.
use it as a D10, but if you're
Right.
using it as a thing, then you'd be able to get 90 and a 10. Oh, gives you 100. Anyway, carry on. Yeah,
Anyway.
whatever.
Right, okay. So you have found a bag. It looks like it may have been a child's bag because it appears to be full of cuddly toys.
Oh, God.
It weighs about a half a pound. You can see as you root around inside it, you see a cuddly toy rat, a cuddly toy owl,
Bang!
cuddly toy dog, a cuddly toy goat, a bigger cuddly toy goat, what looks like a boar of some kind, a lion, which you
boar!
instantly decide is your favourite, and a bear. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh no! And if you could just roll me one more D100. Obviously, you don't know what that is, but it's a bag full
I
of cuddly
don't.
toys.
I mean, the others probably have some idea, but
I
have
did
no
not
idea.
arrange that. That is a pure random roll.
I think you rolled something on there when we. Oh, that's a 50.
6.
You just make one.
Right, and okay, let's link that. And you find a very interesting looking trident.
Okay.
Right, so you'll have to find out whenever you've got some spare time what those things do.
Yeah. And yes, so the armor plates of the queen person, whatever you called it, I'll try and cut them off as well with my dagger of warning.
Roll me a strength check.
Strength, okie dokes. 12. That's a 13, by the way. But I'm -1 strength. So.
Oh, is you put your dagger in the gaps between the chitin, but you just can't seem to get those plates loose. They're literally bonded to its skin, and you don't seem to have the strength to cut them free.
JD, do you want some more plates for your plate armor?
I'll turn around and head over, and I guess I'll give it a shot. Or do you want just straight strength check?
Well, how would you, as a character, get plates of chitin plates off of
I'd
a
use
Starship
Other
Troopers
Edge.
S creature? How would you do it with Other Edge?
I would pierce along the skin. I'd find a seam. Use Other Edge to pierce the skin that it's attached to.
Right, roll to hit with advantage
to
because
hit.
it's dead.
Oh, okay. All right, 13 and 17.
Right, you nail it right in between the armor plates. Roll damage.
13.
Right, yeah, you managed to separate an entire armored plate, roughly the size of let's say roughly the size of a chest plate or shield.
I'll put it in the bag of holding.
Right, and you can put that down as about £10 worth of armor plating.
Armor plating times 1, £10.
Right.
Is there any more to steal?
You can continue looking if you want. I'm not stopping
No,
you.
let's crack on. So I'm going to say, so did you find anything interesting there, Stabby?
So I got these rings that will probably net us a bit of gold, I would have thought, in the market. I've got this weird necklace thing with like a hand on it. I have no idea what that's about, but it looks interesting.
So
I've got
if we're sort
I've got
of,
a trident, and I've got this bag of cuddly toys.
that bag.
Jax, as you look at that pendant,
Yeah.
right, having just swigged a potion of healing, you notice that the thing that it's holding looks suspiciously similar, right, to a potion of healing
Okay. Yeah,
in crystal form.
that appears to be some kind of maybe healing necklace. If you pass that over, I will. I can sort of spend 10. If JD's gonna talk to our friend here, I can spend 10 minutes with that bag of toys. If I remember rightly, belonged to Glamraes. Maybe he dropped it when they brought him through here. He used to pull out toys and they would turn into creatures. So I don't. Was that maybe someone wants to sort of spend some time with that and they can? Is it an attunable item?
Let's have a look.
Wasn't, I don't think.
Okay.
It does not require attunement. I think if someone said that it did that Stabby would try that.
I think you're probably right.
Okay,
yes.
let's do it.
Roll me a d8. The Stabby says he's like, really?
He gets to keep
They're
him
the
for a
cuddly
He gets to
toys."
stay for a while as well, so he'll have a little buddy. I like it.
Oh yeah, I think it stays until it dies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or till dusk.
Till dusk.
Stabby's got a new friend.
Is
7.
the dusk on the ground?
What did I say your favourite one was?
The battle badger. Oh, the bear. Lion.
The lion. Right.
So he reached in.
Okay.
Bag
So
of
you
tricks,
pick out
that was
your-
it, yes.
You pick out instantly your favourite one, this lion-shaped cuddly toy, and you throw it. And a large beast, which I'm going to have to find a token for in a minute, a large beast, not a small beast, not a medium-sized beast, a large beast slams onto the ground, growling ferociously.
And we're all.
And,
I'm like, whoa, the fuck. At which point I'll make, I'll like, it's okay, everybody. It's friendly usually.
Oh, interesting. So this had a lion in it, so this must be a rust-coloured bag.
Well, if you're metagaming, yes.
Well, what I mean is, Glam's bag didn't have a lion in it.
No, it did not.
Oh, so
So this isn't Glam's bag.
I recognised it, but obviously slightly different. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So we've got that. I don't need to identify that. I'll spend 10 minutes with the necklace whilst JD and Toxie interrogate our friend.
And I'll just hold a lion near him.
Right, that's the closest I can get you. That's a manticore, technically. Just pretend it's not got wings. There we go. There's your friend. Right, so the Duergar on the ground, having seen this, is now going... I don't think he likes what's going on. No one's actually bothered to free him at this point. He's still just lying on the ground. He's been lying there the last 10 minutes while Captain Jax has been singing.
I would think we would have cut him free and let him sit. I did say we let him sit with us and take a... I'm even going to say, if you want to rest up, friend, and get some hit points back, and I sing the song. And then JD was kind of questioning him whilst we were doing the other stuff with Toxie, and now I'm identifying. And let's get the questioning.
Okay, so let's get this Duergar right side up. Whoop. Right, so he looks at JD and he's just going to go, I'll bet you'd be wanting thanks for that. And he spits on the ground. That's what I think of that. A bloody hurt that did.
I could have left you up there. It's up to you.
I wish you had. Oh, get rescued by what clearly a band of adventurers. I'll never live this down.
I love him already.
We weren't doing it for you. We have business to attend to. Tell whatever story you need to.
Right, and he sighs with resignation. And he goes, right, let's get this over with then. You got a quill? You got any parchment on you?
I don't know. Do any of us ever have any of that?
I would definitely, because I do scrolls and stuff.
Oh, that's true. Yes, you would. Yeah. But what? Why?
What?
I'll call Jax over and be like, pen. Oh, sorry, quill.
I'd like to think this was happening whilst, so I'm like hands just covered in spider guts. I'm like, of course. I just go and hand it to him covered in spider guts.
What is it? Prestidigitation?
A bit of prestidigitation on the paper as my hands, and I'm like, there you go.
So I don't think you actually have that, but you could probably rip a page out your book. Your spell book.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So he takes your quill and he starts scribbling on it, and then he bites his thumb and presses that on the piece of paper, and he says, "Right, fine. Here you go." And he hands that to JD, who looks down. Written in common on this piece of paper is it says, "I owe 1 life debt," and that's from Zebig Cupfoot, and he's got a fingerprint on there, a blood fingerprint. Prove it is. So right, okay, life debt.
Can you spell that for me?
Oh, I can't spell to save my life. It's like the whole thing is just a
Well, he
mess.
fucking signed it.
Signed it with a bloody fingerprint.
What was his name? Z Bigfoot?
Zebig Cupfoot.
Cupfoot. Z Big Cupfoot. I see your name generators are enhancing.
Ah, yes.
All right, and I'll go. Don't need it, but you're welcome, and I'll just stuff it in my pocket.
Right, well, if you chaps don't need anything else, I will be on my way then.
Where are you off to, by chance?
Well, before you found me, I was only here. I was only here to actually collect spider parts to make a nice stew. They go well down in. They sell well down in Skullport, but you know this was a little bigger than I thought. I thought they were babies, and suddenly one of those big bleeders came after me. But and he seems to smile a bit. But it looks like there's plenty of legs for Spider Sue tonight. And he starts to waddle off towards the group of spiders that are all just dead on the floor.
So, you know where Skullport is then?
Oh yeah, of course I know where Skullport is. It's not far. Why? I mean, where do you come from if you didn't know where Skullport was?
The above ground.
Knew it.
I'll cut him off just before he says that, and I'll say, we've just
we're
got our
quite
own.
blatantly above grounders. Come on. He'll be
I've got a tan and everything.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even think we've established what does your character look like right now.
Mine
Yeah.
It's a good point. I am currently looking like a human with a bit of a tan. The usual accoutrement, very kind of very what's what I'm looking for? Avant-garde.
So as he's hacking into the spiders, cutting legs off, he's just lazily talking to you. Yeah, I knew you must be above grounders. What with your pink skin and everything?
No, none taken.
Gesundheit.
I was like, so I'll look over at Toxie and sort of like fiddle with the old medallion and see if he can get any surface thoughts off this guy.
Let's do this. I'll cast thoughts.
Okay, surface thoughts. Yeah, you're getting a feeling that he's a very matter-of-fact sort of person. He doesn't have any sort of ill will or hostility towards you, but didn't have any warm feelings either. He just seems to be task-focused right now, as you're feeling. He's just doing what he was there to do. He's not really interested in anything else.
I don't think we need to go any further than that.
How have you already got a lion card?
I have all the animal cards. I'm a druid. I've literally got a whole deck of animal cards.
I'm gonna
It's been waiting half a year to bring those out again.
Best part of a year, but yes. Or more than that, because how long was I stabbing? Basically, since I'm in Glam.
How long
so
have we been doing this campaign?
So, Toxic, yeah. No major ill will coming from his direction.
Cool.
So-
I don't think we need to search any further, to be honest.
I'm gonna sort of, whilst I'm finishing off my identify and stuff, I'm gonna sort of say across to him and say, how much would it cost us to hire you as guide to take us down to Skullport? Is that something that you'd be interested in?
I'd rather get rid of that life debt. I mean, those things are really tricky, you know? I got like 5 of them on me already.
His life is quite literally worth nothing.
It's an hard life down here. It's an hard life. But yeah, I really need to get short of a few of those. So or yeah, if you wanna help me transport some of these, you could help me make some gold.
Like, JD, did you want to rip up that life debt and then we can get him to give us a thing? I'm sure we can put some spider parts in our baggage.
Rip up life debt until it's paid.
Yeah, so that's what. There we go, Toxie. That's good thinking.
I'll walk over to Toxie, pull out the life debt, and I'll be like, I'm gonna leave it with our friend Toxie. He is one of the most honest of us all, and I'll hand it to him.
Yeah, he says. Oh, that's
this is where we discover that Toxie's evil, like a necromancer and shit.
Yeah, that's a funny
I don't want
joke.
the burden.
That's a funny joke. Honor among thieves and all that, IBS. He says, and Toxie suddenly realizes that that acid blast from earlier has kind of melted away the hood, and his Xanathar tattoo is showing proudly on his head.
Not a bad thing to have where we're going, actually.
Possibly.
So yes. So what we'll do is we will. We'll if you're willing to do that, then that'd be great, and we'll start gathering up some spider bits with him. I'll finish my identify. So what is the necklace?
Right. So you can write this down now. It is a parapet of wound closure. It does require attunement, but while you wear this pendant, you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. In addition, when you roll a hit die, you regain hit points double the number of the hit points it restores.
Oh, it's
Nice.
fucking awesome.
That's not going to do anything for your combat. That's not going to do anything for your searching. But when someone knocks you out cold, you'll probably wake up.
A, you bounce back, and B, if we'd have searched before we rested, I could have used half as many dice.
Sucks to be you.
So that's good. So I will go over to Stabby, and I'll explain that to him, and I'll sort of say, who do you sort of quietly? I'll say, who do you think would benefit from this the most, or did you want to keep this for yourself?
I think you're all maxed out on magic items as well, so
I think at the moment we are, yes.
I'm not.
Are you not?
No.
Have you got an achievement slot?
Because Glam's got your arrow catching shield.
Mm-hmm. I gave
Yeah,
up
'cause
everything except for Azure Edge and the Ring of Jumping.
No, you've got
Wait,
ring of jumping, ring of spell storing, and Azure Edge. It's free.
Oh, true. The Ring of Spell Storing, although I think that's empty now.
You'd have
That's
to
true.
deattune to it. But anyway,
Hmm.
But you could deattune, reattune. I was thinking, and if it went to me, I would deattune my Ring of Obscuring. I'm not massively worried about it. Because at the start of the campaign, I unattuned the thing that stops everyone resting around me. What was it called? The Stone of Galore is no longer attuned.
Yes, that's true. Yes, you had to give us something up for that, didn't you?
I gave that up, so I've got the Ring of Obscuring instead. So, I mean, I could take it. I don't know if anyone else wants to take it. I would say it probably best goes to someone who needs to get those hit points back and that will be downed. I think JD, especially if the Ring of Spell Storing is empty, I would say that's the best person.
Oh, you mean because he's the tank, effectively. So he doesn't go down easy, but when he does go down, we want him back up.
And then when he spends his hit dice, he doesn't have to spend that many to get to full hit points.
True.
Okay.
I have a level 3 sending spell, but I feel like I've used that. I'm sure I've used that back at the last fight.
Yeah, I think you did as well.
right.
That's how we got what's-the-face.
Banshee.
Well, I can see you guys are going to have fun trying to figure out how to use that one.
I'll
And
put it
you've
in my
still
inventory
got-
for now.
You've still got the
Yeah.
random trident floating around as well.
Yeah, I'll say.
Anyway.
I'll say we need to make a move now. Does anyone would anyone be interested in using a trident? If not, I can identify that next time we take a break. And then also, would you like to put that in that crazy bag that takes really large things? And I'll pass that to JD to put in the bag.
Yeah, and Stabby, if you want to write down some notes, you can call it Trident of ?
What am I putting in the bag? Sorry.
Okay.
A trident of ?
Of question marks.
How many pounds?
How many pounds does the Trident weigh?
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, I can tell you if you give me 2 seconds.
1, 2.
And
He didn't say tell you
weapons.
after the 2 seconds, just he would tell you.
It
If you gave him
weighs
2 seconds, which you
4
did.
pounds, can be thrown, and is versatile.
Okay. And what was the ring that necklace that Stabby found?
Versatile means 1 or 2 hands, doesn't it?
Yeah, so you can do D6 damage or D8 damage. Parapat of wound closure. Pariapt? Something like that.
Very apt. Yeah. So that's all I did. That's all being done.
There
And
you
so I'm going to get this guy to lead the way, and he can take us to the the port of evil.
Skullport. Right. Okay, so as you've been there identifying and arguing over who gets the glowy necklace thing, right? So he's cut up a bunch of spider legs, wrapped them in rope, hauled them over his shoulder, and he's now walking down in this direction. He looks at you and says, "Well, if it's Skullport you want to go, it's going to be this way." And he heads off in this direction. And let me just do a little bit of revealing.
And as he starts to go off, like carrying like stuff as a Durgar, I'm just going to start singing hi ho, it's off to Skullport we go.
He's going to look at you and say, "That is a racist stereotype."
And at that point, 45 minutes in, as we head towards Skullport, I'm going to take the first, literally able to do literally 2 to 3 minute break to go for a pee.
Same.
So if we set up the next one, take a 2-minute break, we'll be back. Guys, thanks for tuning in this evening. We've not really rolled any dice yet, so you can't win any prizes. For those that have tuned in late, including Aki, we have a new competition. It's the old competition with crit win and crit fail, and I'm wearing the crit fail this evening. But what we actually now have is a $20 prize pot. If we get a crit win, the price pot goes up by $5. If we get a crit fail, it goes down by $5. All the names that come in to the show for crit win and crit fail, we're still going to randomly draw at the end. We're going to just pick one out of all the people each time. And then all those names, rather than just going to get stickers or something, will go through to Riggs, who will store them, and then they'll have one entry in the draw per time that they win. If you are interested, then just take part. What you'll then learn is when we reach $100, if it keeps going up, we'll give that away immediately. If it doesn't reach $100 and we hit the Christmas special show, then we'll give that whatever it is amount away on the Christmas special show. So you kind of want us to crit succeed, but the more we succeed, the more you can win right here on DJs
I mean, in
and Dragons.
theory, it should be 50-50, sure, it should stay at 20. Except, of course...
Last week was like 5-1, though.
Except, of course, Advantage is a lot better at getting 20s. And hopefully we'll do more of them than Disadvantage. And Stabby rerolls crit fails, which will therefore not count as a crit fail.
Should also point out, though, if the price pot does go down to 0, everybody watching has to subscribe to the channel on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, 2-minute break. I'll be right back. Back.
Welcome back.
So where am I going on the screen, DM?
Top left-hand corner.
Thank you.
Oh, I set up lighting on this one. Right.
Fly key.
This is what happens when we have like a 1 month gap between when I set it up and when I actually run it. Forget a couple of things.
I need to find the key.
So tonight's beer, keeping the animal theme going, Gold Leopard.
But have you got anything that's lion flavoured?
I mean, no. I mean,
You should have got an Everard's. Oh, that's a tiger though, isn't it? So what does your lion do, Stabby?
So it's got an AC of 12, speed of 50 feet.
Chases people down.
Are we rolling its HP or just going with the default?
You better hope you don't get in combat with a lion. Keen.
No. More
tactics,
it's
pounce.
Yeah.
Gonna give JD a run for its money with running leap.
Whoa. What happened?
I think you can still outdo it. I think you've got 40 or 45, haven't you? This is only got 25 feet, but it's got a pretty decent jump.
Oh god, we forgot your lion. We need to bring him across.
Yeah, cheers.
Hot chocolate, let's go.
Mine might have hot whiskey, but that's not hot.
It
so.
works. Oh. Well, you're hot, so there we go. Hey, look at you. You're burning up.
Mine, I covered up the logo on it, which was a bit daft.
Why would you do that?
And it has a power lead in it as well.
You could probably make it. Why did you cover the logo up?
I don't know.
Is it because you hate us? Was it
He
after I
hates us.
cancelled?
Possibly.
Yeah. Make that icon
I'm not
smaller.
actually sure.
Right, come on, otherwise we'll never finish the campaign.
Yeah, we're waiting for bloody action. Let's just go. Let's just keep going. Let's move. We're following the guy. He's leading. We're following.
Roll me performance.
Performance.
I am gonna just keep on singing all the way down. Okay, yeah, rolled. Well, sort of. There we go.
17. Okay. As you come
18.
out of
That's
this,
the next one.
18.
It was 18. Yeah.
Right, as you come out of the spider's grotto, through winding paths and winding caves you go, to eventually the cave meets up with a river. Slowly this river goes downhill, but as you're doing this all the way, you continued playing your bandolier, is it?
Yes.
You know, with your hi ho, and by the time you've got to the
I
exit,
heard that in my mind while I was going downstairs.
so by the time you've got to this opening where the river seems to be opening out, the cave seems to be opening out, the entire group of you are now in a line going hi ho, stuff to Skullport we go, and even the lion at the back, just off Stabby's psychic commands, is just doing a little jig as it walks.
Okay. This is my birthday present from the wife.
I love it, by the way. Your little bandolier.
I've already learned these.
She's
I've
won
already
your
learned.
birthday.
I've already learned 4 chords. The 4 chords, as in
The
from the
4
4
chords
chord
of
song.
awesome.
Yeah,
You
that's
only need
exactly
4
what I've
chords.
learned.
You only need 4 chords.
Yeah. Okay, let's
Well,
let's
guys.
crack on.
Right, so if we can just get down here a little bit, so he's just gonna go a little bit further if you guys want to follow him. Right, so we're almost there. And here we go. The river. I don't know if you can see that. If you can climb down that hill a little bit.
Oh, is
I
that,
have
is that,
rope.
is that
Go.
steep?
I have rope.
It is, right? Right, he's just going to climb down that. Toxie, slow falls. He just acrobatically just dives down there. Right,
Yeah.
so
I've got acrobatics too. It's fine. And the lion, I assume, can do its long jump.
right, so you guys been to Skullport before, are you?
I believe. I think last week we rolled, and I think I had, and so had Stabby.
Did we? When did
Yeah,
that?
we rolled about. We did a history check, and we knew that we.
check.
It was a history check to see whether you knew about it.
Yeah, and I think you said that as the flaffle on it, it was like probably with his history of thievery and my history,
I'd say
we might
if
have
you're
been
not
there.
a level 5 adventurer or above, you've probably not been down into the Underdark. Very
Okay.
dangerous place. Well, obviously, the best way to get to a port is boat, unsurprisingly. So if you guys can just stand back a little bit, and he opens up his tunic, his little shirt, and he pulls out a small box. He says, "This will get us there. The rest of the way."
I'm not thinking that we can all fit in there.
Rubberding rapid, isn't
Especially,
it?
and I look at this lion.
We can Arcana check it if someone wants to see if they figure out what it is.
I want to see him do his magic. Let him-
I'm,
let him crack on.
I'm imagining he just puts it in and it absorbs water and grows.
Very similar actually. So
like a sponge.
he puts the object down and he says, and he steps back, says some arcane magic words, and instantly this box starts unfolding. And see now, how big does this actually get? It turns into a 10-foot long, 4-foot wide boat.
Nice.
Right, well, I think you can all fit in here. Except for that, and he points to the lion that seems to be standing at the top of the cliff. Kind of like it wants to get down, like you see a cat is looking to jump, but not quite brave enough to jump down. I'm not quite sure that'll fit in here.
Can we dismiss the lion?
I'm not sure if I can dismiss it.
I know a way to dismiss
rid of
it.
but I mean, I can pull 2 more out, but for now, let's. I'll wait till we get in the boat, and then I'll have it jump down. Sort of do a running leap and jump down, and then it can try swimming behind us because it's got a speed of 50 feet. I assume lions can swim.
No.
It can certainly
If it
be
drowns.
commanded to swim.
Yeah, we'll try that. I mean, if it drowns, it
Give
drowns.
me a lion-based acrobatics check.
a lion-based acrobatics. So acrobatics
This is going to turn into Life of Pi in a minute.
Dex, so it's +2. Oh, 5.
5.
Oh my god!
As it's patting around at the top, just doing its little, it's gonna jump, patting around, it's gonna jump, and that command coming from Stabby, it's just come down, overpowers it, and it's not really ready, but it jumps down, and it goes flying, and it just crushes Toxeros. Right.
This
Toxeros,
is why I
give me
was
a
already on the boat.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so my dex is +6. That's a 4 + 6, that's 10.
That's not gonna do it. You are now knocked prone with a lion just on top of you, growling softly. Can do better than that. Okay. I can't.
Oh, and his camera
Toxic.
froze at that moment. That's an hour,
Mhm.
kids.
Yes.
Let's refresh cameras, everybody. Whilst we're doing that, let's all get on the boat.
I have got it.
I don't know why the DM's internet does this.
Don't look at me.
It's only you.
I blame your program.
Yeah, I've directly made it do it to you.
And Americans. Americans just can't connect to it at all.
What? Why not?
I don't know. You obviously don't like Americans.
Everyone, so let's get on the boat and let's get moving.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, let's put
Toxie,
Toxie in the boat.
move yourself up on the boat.
Hold on, I'm
Let's
working
get
on it.
Light on the boat, and the tiger can follow.
Yeah.
As I say, you can try and follow. If it dies, it dies. It's...
If we all lay flat, it can lay on top of us.
we'll let it swim.
Okay.
I've got another 2 I can pull out today. It's fine.
Okay. What? Well, it's not far from here. So, if we all just, is that thing gonna be alright over there? That lion thing? I mean, we don't get many lions down here, but I'm pretty sure they're not like avid swimmers or whatnot.
We'll see. We'll see.
If not, it'll drown, and we'll just get the toy back.
Okay. Right. So he pushes off, and yeah, off you go. Right. So, yeah, now would be the perfect time for a short rest, as you slowly just drift down this cave stream. Stalactites overhead, slowly drifting past as you lazily go downstream. So you've probably got enough time to ID that other object.
That's
if you
what I'll
want.
do. Is I'll whilst we're sitting here, I'll just let everyone sort of like keep an eye open, and I'll identify the trident.
Right. Okay, so that is a trident of fish command.
Fish command.
Yes. It's a very nautical theme one. So this counts as a magical weapon. It's got the normal properties of a trident. It's got 3 charges on it. So while you carry it, you can use as an action to expend one of the charges to cast Dominate Beast with a DC 15 saving throw.
Is it attunable?
And that is no. So that's on a beast that has an innate swimming speed.
Okay, so basically we can.
Oh, yeah.
It's
yes.
basically fish command, which
Yeah,
is
it's Dominate Beast for fish.
It's Captain Nimbus. When you do it, you have to thrust your pelvis.
He controls the
Whoosh.
police.
Really?
Yes.
So I want this. Is it attunable?
It is attunable.
So
And
I will.
very, very useless.
I will.
Sounds of it.
I mean, it's kind of useless at the moment, but I think in the right circumstance. Yeah, I mean, if we were getting attacked by fish.
You should use it to make the fish carry the lion.
Do I see any fish in the water?
Roll a nature check.
Yeah, roll perception.
Natural 20, first one of the evening. We're at 22. So that's quick win, people. Quick winning channel, and the pot is now at $25. We're going in the right direction.
Yeah, you see a you see a small cavefish, a little small blind cavefish moving through the water.
So I will, if I have to, I had to attune to it. Yeah. So I
You would
will
have to.
I will probably.
You have to lose something to attune to it.
And how long does it take to attune on a tune?
Something like an hour.
Are we going to be in this boat for an hour or not?
For the purposes of this, we'd say 1 hour.
Okay. So whilst we're going along, I'll identify it. I will unattune the terrible ring of obscuring, which just puts out a fog. I'll ask if anyone else wants to use that, which they probably will. I think I was passed this down as the last person, and I will take the crazy trident. What's the trident called?
Trident of Fish Command.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think as I'm a bard, now I can command fish as well as humans. It's amazing.
What you're you do have a pirate as a background.
Exactly. You know, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh man, it's got to happen. I don't care if I've got to lose an attunement slot right now. It's like that's happening.
All right.
Okay.
So I've taken out the bag of holding and put the ring of obscuring in the bag of holding.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, don't forget all your magic items. Right, so let's get this going. Let's move you on to Skullport.
Yes! With an hour to go. And a bit. So we've got a hard ceiling, because there's a show afterwards at 11, but I've got a hard ceiling of 10:30. But that's got to be a hard ceiling, not like last week's hard ceiling of, like, you know. So we need to start wrapping things up at 10:15.
So basically, we have to finish at 10, which will mean we might finish by 10:30.
10:15, aiming for 10:30/10:35. Okay, let's go. Crack on.
Right, okay, so you're going to have to zoom out on this and then zoom back in if you're ever going to find yourselves.
This
wow,
is going
right,
to be a
okay.
big one.
DM, in the short rest earlier, and with this boat ride, will I have unattuned and attuned to the wound closure?
Yes.
You could have, yes.
Okay, I'll do that then.
But that means you drop your ring of awesome
Well, I have nothing
janky
in it.
spells.
Yeah.
Yes, 'cause you didn't do any prep. You could have just jammed that thing
In
full of
fairness, he
spells.
used it. He used Burning Hands in the last thing, didn't he?
And Thunderwave.
Right, okay. so-
He's blown his load already.
Blown his load, unattuned, move on.
Right, does anyone have their map of Skullport?
Yes, we all do.
Right.
How do I open it from the right-hand menu?
I can open it on the screen
That's
for us
what I
there
was
if you like. I'll even move it to there. And then
There
I
it
can
is.
move us back over here.
And remember, we're aiming for the X between 2, 7, and 4 on the right-hand side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. There was an X that we completely remember where it was. Well,
I'm not lying here. This is a completely accurate map of Skullport that I've got, 1-to-1. So hope you enjoy. Right. So as you float in down the river, the cave begins to widen as you see buildings start to appear, lit dimly by sconces all around. And your friend at the front of the boat says, "Welcome to Skullport." Now let's reveal some of this.
I'm like,
Right, as you're floating on by, let's see if I can get this selected. Oh, by the way, can you give me an athletics check for the hour your lion spent swimming?
Athletics is strength, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that lions or his?
Lion, I assume.
Get something above a 20, otherwise it's more or less dead at this point.
Okay, well, he's got a +3, so I need basically 17 or above. That's cocked, but he's dead.
Yeah. During the hour of paddling, your lion exhausted itself, drowned, and turned into a cuddly toy again, which you picked up out the river.
it probably saves us having to
cruel
explain.
person.
It saves us having to explain why we've got a giant lion with us in the town, which would have been a bit weird.
It'd be a bit weird, but that's never stopped us.
Right. Okay, so we've got the
He
main.
just wants the token gone.
There we go. So we've got the main port in front of you. You can see Duragars, you can see bugbears, you can see a few humans, definitely some drow floating around. And oddly enough, on the outskirts of this port here, you can see what can only be described as murlocs. Although, let's be fair, in D&D terms, they're not called murlocs. I think they're called, what's that, Kautoa or something? Fish people. Fish people mill about.
I just need to go and get my glasses. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So as we're heading toward the dock, I'm gonna
Lost the boat.
Yeah, you may have lost the boat.
I'm gonna take a note of what is the most prevalent race.
I would say drow seem to be the most prevalent race.
So I will change my appearance to look like a well-to-do drow person.
Are you going to explain this to the guy in the boat, or just do it? And
I will see
how
what he
reacts?
says. Yeah,
Right.
If he even sees it.
exactly.
busy
He has to roll a
rowing the boat.
perception. He has to roll a perception check. That motherfucker.
Let me get that boat there and get you.
He's going to go,
guys.
where was the human guy? What human guy? He looked like that all along. I don't know what you're on about.
Let's do that, shall we? Right. Let me get the guy there. And first layer. Right. So as the boat slowly drifts up onto the port.
Can I just ask you, Jim,
Hey.
whereabouts did we dock on the map? If you got the map there,
Yeah. Can you see where the 6 is?
that's what I figured. Yeah. So we've come
Yeah, so
into
just
we've
beneath
come
that.
into number 6. Fantastic. Cool.
Yeah. In fact, I'm just going to do a hell of a lot of revealing because there's no point in me keeping this map hidden. So let's reveal a hell of a lot. And there you go.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Left.
So this is a Mahusiv map. Right, so as you drift up to the dock, you're greeted by what looks like a finely dressed drow with two other drow in tow. Right, he's holding a clipboard, and he's looking expectantly at your friend there. Right, what cargo are you having, Holden? He says to what was his name? Ziblib?
It was
Z-Big.
the Big's Comfort.
Z-Big. I should have really remembered my characters' names. He says to Z-Big, well, I've just got some of these, these spider layers. They're not worth anything, maybe a
There's like,
copy.
if there's like 100 of them.
He has got like 100 of them. They're just garbage, it's nothing here. We come bearing, I'm just a ferry. You see, I'm taking, passengers here, not goods, passengers. The drow there looks very dryly at him and says, passengers it is. He looks at the 4 of you. Well, then you'll be paying the fare for entry, I suppose. And Z-Big looks behind him. He says, yeah, you guys, is entry... Wait, were you always a drow?
Of course.
Roll deception.
It's just different lighting.
You must have hit your head on that fall.
Right,
Dark
JD, you can give him advantage. But you have to roll.
So we're both rolling, yeah.
Yeah.
What did you want? Deception.
With advantage.
Oh, I rolled it close. It was so I rolled 2 8s. So it's a 19 is deception, isn't it? So 19.
8,
90.
apparently.
Right, so he looks at Jax, and he looks a bit suspiciously, but he seems to accept that, he's a bit long in the teeth, his eyes have been failing him. Clearly this guy was always a drow. Must have been mistaken. Anyway, he brushes that off. Oh, yeah, passenger boat, you see? Yeah, you guys, you can get off here. Don't need me to show you around at Skullport, I'm sure it'll be safe. Yeah. And he gets off the boat, and the drow looks expectantly at you all. So he's going to try and run off in this direction. Start chatting up that
Bless you.
Kenku over there.
I like the fact he left without us getting rid of the life debt, so we've still got that. That's good to know. I'll answer one question. Freak B says, Tithe, whatever happened to the bird Stabby had on a string? It got caught in a web.
Oh,
Is the answer to that question. It was caught in a web. And then we found this guy, so we didn't need to. We didn't need to keep it. It's still. I imagine he's still got that on a string somewhere.
Oh, I imagine they had a whole conversation about it as they were coming up here. You know, oh, what's that thing you got on your wrist? Is that like a bird on a string? Oh, could I have that? That looks well wicked.
It's like a
I
bird on a
assume it's a
string.
bit scrumpled. Does it still work? Is it floating, or is it just like a piece of paper on a string now?
I think it's a bit crumpled because you've had it in your pocket for the last hour.
Well, and 2 spiders fell on top of it.
Yes,
It's gonna fly very crooked.
It's thoroughly crushed. I think you may need a new one.
Can we not straighten it out? You know, use the fingernails, just straighten it out.
Or is that what we wrote his life debt on?
I think those birds only have like 1 HP anyway.
Right, so
the toll for entry into Skullport is going to be 5 silver a person.
I want to point to Tuxeris, and I believe that we have our accountant that will handle the fee of our entry. You're muted.
And,
It's a mute accountant.
Our mute accountant.
I am muted. Sorry. How much would you like, sir?
Right.
20 silver from the party
he
funds.
looks at you and he gives you a bit of a slanted-eyed glare as he sees the Xanathar stamp on your forehead there. So he disapproves. It's a very disapproving look he gives you.
Does my money cost less, or is my money less because I've got a tattoo on my head? Is my money worse?
6 silver for you.
Make it 5 and you got a deal.
It was already 5. He upped it to 6 for you. I like that though. I like that response. It's like, yeah. It's.
He gives you a dry smile, just begging for you to try it.
I'm just gonna. I already have 5 gold in my hand. I'm gonna put it in his hand and walk by.
Please let me do this.
I ain't dealing with this.
Right. Okay, so as you get off that boat, oop.
Oh, there goes the boat.
There goes the boat. There we go.
The boat crashes. The whole dog comes down.
Jesus Christ. There you go.
I got to stop trying to grab my character from OBS.
Right.
Get it.
Yeah. So as you get off the boat, the guy's going to give you some parting words of wisdom. He's going to say, clearly, more Xanathar recruits. Tell them up front, the guild does not approve.
What guild would that be?
Why, the only guild in town. He gives you a dry smile. Right.
Investigation much?
But okay. That's got to be the Thieves Guild, isn't it? It's got to be the Thieves Guild. So, would I know that? Would I know that?
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't know what the Guild of Skullport is.
No, you would not.
Okay, cool.
Right. Is it a Zentarum?
Uh,
Oh
No.
look, there's some fish people to the left. See whether you can command them.
It's
I'm
like,
actually going to look this up.
amazing. I want to command one of them to go over and slap the Duragar. Oh my god. Amazing.
Where's my...
Hmm.
Oh, hold on.
Where is their movement speed? Yeah, they have an innate swim speed, but I won't tell you whether or not they're classed as beasts.
Second.
Is it in Volo's Guide to Beasts?
It's a good question. You could have a look. I'm actually going to look this up because that thing is just like Volo. It has nothing useful in it.
So anyway, let's crack on. Times are passing 15, so we'll start. I'll pull out the map. I'll start to talk to everyone. I'm actually going to gather everyone in a little party and then say we need to be heading off in this direction. And
So
then,
yeah, I think we need to go north according to yeah. We need to go over that little bridge, don't we?
so we'll start making
Where?
our way up.
Kens.
Start making our way up through 5 and sort of around past 10 to see if we can find what we need in the area of 2, 7, and 4.
Yeah.
So in terms of this island, we just need to sort of go north over that bridge, don't we?
Did we not go? What was the? What I wouldn't mind just looking at that. What is? let's walk to 10 and see what the poisoned quill is, because that intrigues me as a mage type.
Guards and Gutters, number 7. That's exactly the place you're looking for.
So yeah, we'll definitely walk up through the harbour, up through the old markets, and then I wouldn't mind taking a little look at the poison quill, see what that is.
Okay, right. So, as you walk through this harbour, it's clearly the main port of Skullport. Clearly, what gives it its name. There are boats of many sizes moored up here. You would struggle to believe that trade on this scale moves through the underground rivers, and all of this taking place underneath Waterdeep, a city almost within a city.
They are full.
Yeah. You head north past warehouses, past stables. You see various guards. Oh, clearly, there's an unorganized feel to this place. You have armed guards on rooftops. You have people patrolling the streets. And let's get you... Pretend you've got up to the top of the map and into the city main. So you want the bottom bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, wow. This is an even bigger map.
That's a very big skull.
It is a very big skull.
Yeah, I don't know who those people are, but I don't think I want to mess with them.
Yeah, as you walk across the bridge into Skullport proper,
is that why it's named Skullport?
Skullport? Well, it could be. In fact, there is actually a giant skull carved somewhere. Anyway, yes. As you walk into Skullport proper, to your horror, your absolute horror, you see what look like flame skulls. If flame skulls were the size of Prasks, these things are huge. They're the size of elephants floating over the city, just menacingly looking at, just floating around, looking at the denizens as they drift past.
Okay.
Oh, so these things are moving. They're not just stationary.
No, the city is it's a buzz. You can see people on the streets, people trading, people talking, walking in and out of shops, of houses. You can see a small group of what are they called? Kautoa sitting on the dockyard. In fact, as you walk across the bridge, the group of them run up to you. And they start gurgling furiously. And they start running at Toxie. Right? Toxie, what are you going to do as all these fish people start jumping up to greet the new visitor?
I'm just going to look at them with disgust.
Give me a perception check.
13 plus... 15.
13 plus... Sorry, 15 is it? I'm going to say plus 15. That sounds a bit excessive. Right. As these things are jumping up excitedly, gurgling at you, you feel a spindly finger kind of slipping around your waist. And a sharp tug where your what would you call it? Your money bag happens to sit.
Would I spot that?
As a monk, I would be able to recognise this and react straight away to this.
Roll for initiative. Just Toxie.
Would any of us seen this happen?
Was that an 8?
Yeah, plus 3, so that's 11.
Would any of us seen this?
Not at this point. And that was a 13. So with that, this tug just wrenches your money bag off of your side, and the group of them start running north fast as they can, gurgling gleefully.
So as they run away, can I get a reaction?
Well, you can't do a reaction hit at this point. So, but what are you doing just standing there?
I'm not standing there at all. I'm going to go and grab the money bag.
Right, so you're chasing after them now, are you?
I am.
And with this, the group sees Toxie just bolt after them. But as these things run away from you, and as you're only halfway towards them, you suddenly hear this deep, deep roar. And two giant beams of fire from the sky just descend upon these guys. Do they still have those fire effects? Yeah, just descend upon these guys. Nope, dynamo lines are there. Yeah, and just absolutely obliterate them. Where these Krakatoa were are just dust and blackened, scorched earth. And smouldering in a pile on the floor is a metallic puddle of molten metal.
Which I will then proceed to pick up and put back in my pocket once it's cooled down.
It's magical money, isn't it?
Yeah.
Magic.
The rest of you standing on the bridge who weren't so focused on the Krautoa saw that one of the giant flame skulls just absolutely obliterated this Krautoa as they tried to steal these goods in front of you in broad daylight.
I think we need to make sure we're keeping ourselves looking up. We need to make sure we're keeping ourselves looking legal. Let's move. By the way, Toxie, can you
I put my fishing pole back in my bag.
Does anybody have a hat of any kind, or would any of us have like a hat or a cloak?
I'm wearing my cloak. Yeah.
Did you want to swap cloaks with Tuxeros so that he can put the hood up and cover the tattoo?
Well, bear in mind, I also have a tattoo, which is why I've got my hood up.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, your tattoo, Stabby.
Mine, it's also a Centaurium. We all got them at the same time. Mine's an absorbing tattoo, a psychic silver.
Where is it, though?
But where is it?
I think it was on my forehead, wasn't it? Or something or other.
So I know Toxie's was on his forehead. I know Thurgay got his on his wrist.
Mine's on my hand.
Yeah, I think mine...
I was the only one who got away with not having one.
Yeah.
Yeah, his was on his hand, wasn't it? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure mine was fairly obvious as well, which is why I also
his was a
needed
tramp stamp.
Yeah. Joint. That's JJ's tattoo.
That's whose tattoo?
JJ. Well, JJ has one of each faction.
I have one of each faction. I have the Zentara on my back, well hidden, but I have the Xanathar on my hand.
You're gonna get us killed one of these days.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't have much of a choice. But it's also a really cool tattoo, and it does a thing.
And he wants more of them.
Not necessarily gang tats. I just like a cool tat.
You need to get a tattoo artist to turn it into a sleeve so it doesn't look like Zentaran.
That's it. Cover it over. Yeah. Right. Let's keep moving whilst he's looking for where that is.
Annoyingly, I don't seem to have written it down. I've written what it does, but I haven't.
I'm sure it was on your head. I thought it was on your head as well.
I thought so. Yeah.
So, guys, where are you going?
So we're heading on the map that we've got north, and then kind of what I would say is then east.
I do, however, have. Do I? I'm sure I have a disguise kit, but I now can't see it. Maybe I don't.
So following the map, we want to kind of head.
Ignore me. Yeah, we'll carry on.
So we want to head to number 10, yeah?
To number 10. Let's see where that is. Okay.
Oh no, I've got proficiency with a disguise kit. I don't have one. I probably ought to get one of them.
Okay, guys, you're gonna move your characters?
Where to?
Well, where are you going?
I said using the map to number 10.
Right, so
where is that on here?
Roughly where... So you're going to try and figure out where number 10 is?
Yeah.
So...
Start off with.
Yeah, it's got to be...
In this time, DM, I will talk to Azaredge, you know, ask him if he's ever been down here before, and if he has, you know, any info I should know.
Yeah, Azaredge will give you a little bit of info. So the port of Skullport doesn't really have any ruling elite. There's no one faction that's in control of all of it. Right, the faction that you see with the docks will just be that. It'll be a gang, a faction that's in control of it at that time. Right, there is no ruler, although there are rumors that there has been some sort of mad mage these past few years. One of the main features of Skullport as well, though, and one of the most dangerous, is that it is protected by 4 large floating skulls. They're cruel.
Yeah.
They're said to be the skulls of the wizards that originally founded the city, and really do not want to cross them. They
doesn't look like it.
They do protect the city, but protecting's more of a vague word for looking for opportunities to punish and to take pleasure in killing those around them. So they don't kill for no reason, but they don't need much of one to do it.
Interesting.
So does Edge treat them as lawful or unlawful?
I guess in their own right they're lawful.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at. If they're making up the rules,
they would be lawful evil.
Which I wouldn't. They wouldn't set off the censors. Which, yeah.
You know, it's murder, right? The sentence for that is death. Littering. The sentence for that is death.
Death.
So,
the sentence for that is life.
so where are we going, DM?
Why don't you ask someone?
I'm gonna relay.
We
this
have a map.
information to the group.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, a map.
Yeah.
You got a map in the city.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna relay
so I
that
think-
information, and I'm gonna tell the guys. I think first things first. We need to find a central point. We need to find a hotel or bar where we can stay and all regroup in case
Well,
we
the
need
bar-
to split up.
Well, I think you're
believe
heading to the bar.
The bar is where we're going. We're going to go through, so we're heading in that direction.
Yeah, I know, but I think we need to find a secondary one. We're in uncharted territories, and unlike, Waterdeep, we have no clue what we're about to get into.
I mean, looking at the map, I think
Well,
there is
I think
only
that's what
one
this
bar.
poison quiz. What's this poison quill? That might be a bar.
Well, that's what we're going to. We're going to head to the Poison Quill first.
Yeah.
So, using the map and navigating with my map skills, can I find a way to the Poison Quill?
Right. Let's see what sort of check you can do for that.
I reckon it's this one on the corner, but
A map reading check.
There is one I know. I think it's a survival check at this point. Can you navigate using a map?
So I will use the map with others. I'll probably use it and say, "Who's good at map reading? I'm not great at looking at maps." And I'll see if anyone wants to.
It's a small
lead
deep
the
gnome
way.
walks past you at this point and goes, "Bleeding tourists."
With all four of us together, can
anyone
we
good
give
at
them
survival?
advantage?
Yeah.
Anyone good at survival? Who's good at survival?
+0.
+2.
You know, a druid would be good at that.
Toxie then. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I was going to say
Toxie.
Glam.
I'll say Toxie if
Glam
you want
would
to
be
roll.
ideal at this.
You roll with advantage, Toxie, as we all try and navigate this map, and you're leading the way.
Is that advantage or disadvantage? When you're trying to read a map and people are going, "Is it there?
Is
it
that it? Is that it?
Wow, I've got a 2 and a 6 +2. That's 8.
Jesus.
Right. Toxiros fails to accurately find the shop, but he does it in the most spectacular way. He struggles to read maps. So, in order to try and figure out where he is, he puts the map down on the floor and he stands on it to put himself into the map.
The map, yeah.
And he stands there for 5 minutes looking confused. And this is
So,
why
well-
none of you, there's no female characters here, otherwise they would be telling you to ask someone for directions.
Well, that's the next thing. But I thought we may as well use the map first, isn't it? If we've got a map, may as well use it. So I don't pick the map up when he gets off of it, and I'll go over to someone saying, "We're just trying to navigate our way to a couple of places here. I don't know if you can help me. I'm trying to find the
Cheers, babes.
the poisoned quill
You're welcome,
and guts and garters. We're also looking at any kind. We basically would like to find a bar to get some drinks, and we really need to find guts and garters and the poison quill. Any idea where any of these places are? And I'll pick another drow person.
Right. Okay. So, a male or a female drow?
I will choose a female drow.
The female drow looks at you. She says, "How dare you talk to your superior? You may..." Males not address a female drow unless spoken to first.
I apologize. Yeah, that's
Know
good.
your place.
I will bow down and say I do apologize. And,
Well-
then I'll find a man. I forgot that
Well,
the females
you
are the
are-
drow, man. I should have been a woman drow.
You should have. So, what is it you want? Tell
well-
us all.
I'd just like to find this place, and I'll bow my head and just show her the map and say I want to get here and point to the poison quill.
So an idiot it is, as well as a cretin.
We're stood outside it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Right. What kind of self-respecting drow cannot navigate their way through the Underdark? Ah. Right. You gonna try anything of this, or just take some abuse?
Take the abuse, man. Yeah.
Always the best policy.
Take the abuse. They're the
Okay.
they're the matriarchs. It's like I'm as soon as I get out of her eye shot, I'm switching to being a woman.
Her friend's gonna come up and say, "Yeah, know your place," and she's gonna kick you over into the mud and the water on the floor, and then you're gonna turn around and
Yeah.
walk off and leave you there in the
Yeah.
gutter.
So as soon as they go, I'm gonna press the digitate myself and turn myself into a woman.
Right. Take D4 emotional damage.
I will do that. Yeah, that's fair. I'm in here, so rather than going to the other camera, because that'll take longer, I'll just do that. That's
Right.
two,
For
2
anyone
points
who's
of damage.
watching, Drow society is matriarchal. It's run by women, and the males of the Drow society are little more than indentured servitude. In fact, that's one of the most interesting bits about Captain Jalaxel, which Captain Jax will
Yes.
tell you about.
Yeah.
Is he's an emancipated male Drow who left Drow society to seek his fortune where women didn't control his fate.
Yeah. One of my heroes. So I'm gonna turn myself into a woman and then
we'll just all follow you.
find a male drow and
Fight you
command
behind.
him to tell me how to get to those places.
Okay, right. Okay, so you eventually find a male Drow, scrubbing the floors outside an abode. So mercy. Oh, what is it? What can I do for you? What is thy command?
It's a little test for you. Could you tell me how to get to the poison quill?
The poison quill. Yes, it's 3 doors down in that direction. Is that all? Is
Well,
this-
no. Once I've been to the poison quill, then I will need to get to Guts and Gutters. How would I get from the poison quill to Guts and Gutters?
Well, it's down there, and he points east, and he says, and it's round a bit.
This is a terrible description. We're going to go to the poison quill. You're going to stay here. I'm going to come back and you're going to show us.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what we're going to do. There we go.
Was legendary.
You know what I mean? I got kicked in the mud. I lost some hit points, but I learned. So what is the poison quill?
Right. I won't lie to you. I didn't have it fully prepared, but what it can be for you is it can be. Let me just grab
The
characters.
yawning portal.
No.
But instead
It
of a
can-
hole in the bottom, the holes in the
I
top.
wasn't sure if it was a bar or a shop. I figured it was a shop.
It can be a shop for you guys. And Sergey, there you go. And we just find someone to sit behind that bush. So, because I was halfway through putting this together. And we will put a nice.
It's a massive place, man. It's all good. You'd obviously
Okay.
plan the exact places that you want us to go, but no, we go somewhere else.
Obviously.
It's massive, and actually, it's all ripped off of the Mad Mage camp because they've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
this and more. If you look at that city, there are paths going to other bits and other huge maps. So
It's
this and
exactly
bigger.
where I've ripped my soundscape from.
Okay. As you walk in to what's clearly a store selling trinkets of questionable origin, you see a canny-looking, Kenku sitting behind the counter there. And he caws at you. Gah! He runs his hands and gestures towards his wares. Ka, he says invitingly.
Why would we not just have a person that can sell us some shit? So I'm gonna look around. Do I see anything that looks interesting to buy?
Yes, right. Yeah, you see a few things, some that look impossibly expensive, and a few that look a little less expensive. As you wander around
Impossibly expensive. We
Possibly
just had
for you.
1 million dragons.
Right. The Kenku catches your gaze and points towards a dagger of sorts. Ka. A mace that's glowing with lightning. Ma. So some boots that have little wings on the side of them. Ka. Something that looks exactly like the bag that Stabby is holding. Ka. A shield of some sort. Ka. An amulet under the glass pane. Ka. Another amulet right next to it. The first one was an amulet, and the other one was a ruby. Ka. A staff with flowers pointing out the end of it. It reminds you of something that would be an amazing gift for Fala. Ka. And an assortment of different armors. And it goes ka, and it taps the armor, and it just poofs off the mannequin it was on. And it goes ka.
Wow,
As in,
so much stuff.
Ka.
So how much? I'm gonna say how much for, and I'll just point to everything.
Everything.
Yeah. How much for? How much? What is under? Yeah. How much under? I'm just trying to find.
Don't you have comprehend languages? I know you do.
I do. Yes, but I would have to cast it. I do you know what, I say that and I can't find it, which is why I have to speak with animals. Is how I used to talk. I'm not sure if that's how I used to talk to him before. I do have a once a day thing which I can cast where I can, which one of my features now, which is universal speech. But I'd rather save that because this is just a bit of shopping. So I'm just going to point to 500 gold. And say how much, and point to the goods and like what in here is under 500 gold.
Right, and I am going to get a screenshot for you in a second. So if you give me a minute,
hit us up with give us the highlights. Give us the highlights, boss man. What do we want?
Right, for under 500 gold.
Say, I'm liking the JD armor that can tap on and tap off. That sounds like it'd be useful for stealth checks.
Yeah. I'm wondering how good of an armor class it is. I was interested in the shield.
Okay.
Right.
We're having a shopping episode, guys. This is
I'm
it.
on the wheel.
This is going to take us right to the end of the session. Buying pretty things.
There you
Spending
go.
that hard-earned
I've
cash.
linked you a quick screenshot to what's on offer.
Oh, cool.
That's not the description of what they do. Please don't look that up. But that is a nice price list for you as well. So you said anything under 500. You said anything under 500 GP. So obviously he's going to go kaka and point to the armor. He's going to go kaka and the staff, the two gems, and yeah.
Oh wow! So the Sentinel shield is 20,000 gold pieces.
Don't have enough.
You would have to club together to get that, but imagine how good it must be.
Oh.
So I would ask him. So I'm gonna, if we're gonna do this, I will cast. DM, we need to figure out where my I definitely had speech. I don't know where it is.
I think it's part of your trait as being that bard. I think it's a class feature. So that's why it's not on your spell list. I think it's literally a class feature.
Okay, so we'll assume that Silver Tongue. Now that's that one. Unsettling words, counter charm and failing charm. Universal speech is a thing I can do.
That's universal speech, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a once a day for 3 people, but I'll just use it now. I think. So for an hour we can understand him, and so I can understand him, and he can understand me.
Okay, so as you start cacoring to him, so yes, what did you want to know? So he says in his nice accent, he's a very posh bird there.
What is the?
Sir, what would you like to What would you like to know about my wares?
So the
We
cast
have
off
gems,
armor.
shields, armor. It's fantastic armor. I have this in an assortment. I've scale, leather.
I love
all
that
of
he's
this.
really posh as a bird. It's so amazing. Sorry, carry on.
All of this fantastic armor for you. Basically, and here's the trick. It takes a long time to take off plate armor, but this, you can pop it straight off. Now, I know that may not sound like a benefit, but imagine you're wearing full plate armor and you fall off a boat. Do you want to drown or pop your armor off? Or maybe you're a ladies' man. Do you want to spend 10 minutes unhooking that or pop your armor off? This stuff sells itself.
So I'll be like, and how much would that cost?
It's 200 gold pieces for the enchantment. We can enchant an existing piece of armor, or if you wish to purchase a new one, we do have a range of armor sets here.
So that, and how long would that take? How long would that take to enchant?
For the purposes of shopping, instantaneous.
Okay, so I'll be like, so JD, for around about, we have to negotiate, but for around about 200 gold, he could enchant your armor with that, so you could just pop it off.
That's not really useful. What other armors does he have?
The normal ones that you would find in the equipment manual under armor.
Yeah, so just.
Oh, so
yeah,
not
it's
as
the
good as
same.
mine.
No.
Actually, I think that is under. Let me have a quick look.
Oh, splint is common.
And here we go. Armors and shields. Yeah, it would be the prices that they are literally for medium armor. I know you can't wear plate because you don't have the strength for it, but that would be 1,500 gold pieces plus 200 for the enchantment.
What do you mean I don't have the strength? I'm wearing heavy armor right now.
That's why your movement speed is lower, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look
That's
into that
it,
later.
yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
So
That's
I
why
could
you
get
should wear 'em.
slightly better armor as well.
No, that'd be 1,000, he said, for the armor.
Yeah, 1,500.
So you just
Is
want to
that
keep.
including the cost of the cast off?
That's another 200.
You may as well keep your
GP on top.
existing armor.
It's completely up to
the
him.
AC. The AC.
Of what, though?
It's his character. Let him do what he wants
No,
to
but
do.
I've been discussing
So
with him. I
what
said,
do
but
you got at
I
the
thought he already had the really high AC.
He's got the second highest.
Right.
Oh, so he's got splint at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah.
Splint, female splint.
Right. And he's looking for plate. Oh, what if you offer the plate that we got? Does that reduce
Ah.
the cost?
Yeah, sure. I'll pull out the plate from my bag and just kind of.
And I'll
show
say
it
that.
to
I'll
him?
say if we were to give you the plates to switch this, if we were to give you the splint armor he's wearing and these plates, could we switch that for a plate armor?
No discounts.
It's not so much a discount as it
more,
is an
more of a
exchange.
trade. A trade.
He's talking to Jax. What do I look like? A common blacksmith? I only procure the finest items, and common armor is not one of them.
So,
But he's selling common.
He hears that and he says to Jax, "My armor is decidedly uncommon."
yeah, so it's fine. So I would say let's just get the enchantment on what you got. I mean, otherwise you're going to be spending a lot of money on a basic armor. You're going to find an armor and loot probably later.
Sure, I'll get the cast off. Can I transfer it?
So just knock off 200 gold points.
Not at the moment, because we're going to have a discussion at the end when we might get a joint discount for more things.
Right.
I'm gonna so
as an action, you can ping the armor off. So you have to use an action, but you can drop it instantaneously rather than taking 10 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
What
but that's
is
great
the-
if we just walk in.
What is the staff?
Like when we were going through the cave of spiders or whatever.
And to be very clear, this is to take it off, not to put it back on.
So putting it back
Wait,
on still
How
takes
quick is
time.
it to put it on?
The normal time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not a pop off, pop on. It's just a pop off quick for
Imagine
safety.
stripper pants where someone just goes.
So it's still not going to help you with stealth checks because if the combat starts, you're still naked.
If the combat starts, yes, yeah.
But like
Makes
say,
sense.
in a drowning situation, or if we really need to get that armor off quick, it's doable.
Yeah, I would for 200 as a
Not
one-off
as good,
cost
that's the
seems
thing. But I thought
entirely
200
worth it.
was a bit cheap for a pop on, pop
I
off.
was
That'd
gonna
be
say,
too good.
It's still worth paying, I would have thought, given that I've spent that much on a healing potion.
True story.
Okay.
What does the staff with the flowers do?
So was that a yay or a nay?
We're gonna decide a second.
Okay.
Staff of flowers.
Okay. This is a fabulous item. So this wooden staff. So it has 10 charges, and you can use one charge, and he demonstrates, to cause a flower to sprout from a patch of earth or soil within 5 feet of you. Or the staff itself. And
We may come back with our druid friend for that. I think that's something he would really like. Yeah.
Unless you choose a specific
definitely
kind
want
of
that.
flower, the staff creates a mild scented daisy. The flower is harmless to and non-magical. It grows and withers as a kind of normal flower.
No,
and
that's fine. Yeah, we're not interested. The dagger of venom. We got no dagger
It
wielders,
just
do we?
creates flowers on the floor.
I mean, Toxie uses his fist daggers, but that's not a real
No,
dagger.
I
It's
don't
fist
even
daggers.
So what were you looking at?
So the final thing would be that ruby and that dark shard. What do they do?
Right.
The best thing about the armor as well is it's not attunable, dude. That was why I was like, yeah, we need to get that on there. Staff's not
Right.
attunable, but who needs to grow flowers? I mean, the Sentinel shield at 20,000 is not attunable. Oh.
The Dark Amulet is particularly popular among warlocks, as it allows them to gain additional cantrips. This is a random rolled list, by the way.
So it's
I
a
think
warlock thing, yeah?
That's definitely a warlock thing.
That's interesting.
Right. This ruby here is known as the Ruby of the War Mage, right? Etched with eldritch runes. This 1-inch diameter ruby allows you to use a simple or martial weapon as a spellcasting focus for your spells. For this to properly work, you must attach the ruby to the weapon by pressing the ruby against it for 10 minutes. Yeah, basically, instead of having a spell focus, you can then, if you were, say, a
Sure.
wizard, you'd be
Yeah.
able to use a martial weapon instead of a simple weapon.
Yeah.
So they are the cheap ones. They are common stuff.
So I will just quickly, the Dark Shard Amulet, what was the situation with that?
So the Dark Shard Amulet. The amulet is fashioned from a single shard of resilient extraplanar material oscillating from the realm of your
Just what do I
warlock
get?
patron. Sorry?
What do I get?
Nothing unless you're a warlock.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
obviously with my patron, the Traveller, my next level I'm taking is
It
Warlock.
lets you use a cantrip that you don't know.
Ah,
Okay.
It lets you use a cantrip that you don't know from the warlock spell list, and to make a DC intelligence check to see whether you can cast it.
Okay. If I had levels of Warlock, would I still need to make that check?
I would say for just to make it work, rather than making it a warlock amulet, I would say it allows the user to check intelligence.
My next level, that's what I'm thinking. My next level is going to be Warlock. Because I'm going to use my patron, is going to be the Traveller, and I'm going to actually go Warlock next level on a multi-class.
Yeah, so you can basically it gives you access to all the warlock cantrips, but
Nice.
you have a chance of failing. So you wouldn't want to use it in combat, but you'd get to, I don't know, cast bonfire or something useful like that.
I'll have to have a look at the Warlock cantrips, but for now, I will know it's here and maybe come back. There we go. And I will write in my book, check Warlock spells. So that's it, we've just got the armor. Anyone else see anything on that list they're interested in for the large amounts of money?
I mean, there's lots of things I'd like, but yeah, large amounts of money.
Well, if you were interested in the Dagger of Venom, this would give you what must be a +1 bonus to attack and damage, and you can use an action to cause a thick back poison to coat the blade, and the poison remains there for approximately 1 minute. And he demonstrates with it going black and dripping poison on the floor, or until the weapon hits the creature, and that creature must succeed a Constitution saving throw, DC 15, or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute.
Question DM.
And then after you do that, it can't be used again till dawn.
It's good. So that sounds like quite a nice item there. Would you know, in your experience, if a dagger such as this is a light weapon?
It would be a light
Dagger
weapon.
is a light, isn't it?
It is a light weapon.
So
It's a finesse and light.
and it's not attunable. I will fucking
This does not require attunement.
no. So I will say, if we were to get the dagger in
So
the
you
armor,
think that's good? You should look at the 8,000 GP.
I mean, I just can't imagine, man. So I will say that dagger, it's something I've been looking to move into, is moving much lighter with my weapons. If we were to get the dagger and the armor together, how much would that be in total?
So you're just looking for the enchantment for the armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's going to run you 2,700 GP.
But if we were buying both, and maybe looking at coming back and you know, being regular buyers, you know, what do you think? Just this one time.
I can see Captain Jack's looking at that pink section there that says the low costs. Roll persuasion with disadvantage. It's going to be 19, isn't it?
I mean, at the very least, I rolled perception, so don't count that roll. It's this one, and then this one. I mean, that's going to be that, so it'll be 19.
No, you need to do a little better than that to convince him to drop his price.
Okay, so it's going to be 200 for JD and 2,005. So what's 2,500 in platinum?
Take a 0 off.
250 platinum, yeah? So so if I go here and go platinum 250 and remove... I just spent a fuck ton!
You're just trying to make us use up our gold dragons.
But do you know what? That's a cool item, and it's not a tunable.
Oh,
so that's...
yeah.
I'm just going to read you the description from the mace,
Go on,
just for fun. This is a fantastic mace from the Neverwinter workshops. When you hit a fiend or undead with this weapon, the creature takes an extra 2d6 damage. If that creature has less than 25 hit points or fewer, it has to take a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or be destroyed. On a successful save, the creature will become frightened until the end of your turn. Fantastic! It either dies or runs away. And it also sheds bright lights for 20-foot radius. Dim for another 20 feet.
That is sexy.
It's sexy for a paladin.
Fiend or undead.
Paladin or cleric.
Okay, I took 250 off. I gave him 13 flat and then the rest in gold.
It was only 200, dude. It was only 200.
Yeah, 13 plat is 130.
Oh, I thought you said 250 a minute ago. That's fine.
Okay.
And I have switched out my rapier for the dagger, and I've also got the scimitar now, so I got 2 light weapons, so I can do an offhand attack.
Right.
It's time to go, guys.
I want winged boots, but I can't afford it.
I mean, yeah, with the wing boots, man. Who doesn't want fucking wing boots?
Exactly.
But
How much
8,000
are
is fucking expensive.
Well,
Topsy
the wing
wants some wing
boots-
boots.
They give you fly speed equal to your walking speed.
Holy shit.
And
So
they
basically,
last, they last
Sergey.
4 hours.
So basically, Sergey.
Hold on, the last
Yeah.
4 hours before you got to take them off again?
Well, you can use them for up to 4 hours. And you can use that's in total. So you can spread that 4 hours worth of flight throughout the day.
You just fly whenever you need to for 4 hours throughout talks. You gotta buy them, man. Let's just use up
So
some of this
basically,
dollar,
Sergey.
man. Use the dollar. It's not a tune. Oh no, is it a tunable? The wing boots are a tunable though. You'd have to
It
give
requires
something up.
attunement.
Nah, screw it.
Oh man, but you with flying, imagine that.
I know.
Okay.
8,000 GP. How much have we got? I mean, yeah, that's 800. It'd really take a dent in our cash. I don't
That'd
actually
be
have
nice,
that much.
but-
I don't even have that much.
I don't have that much. I don't either because I gave you some for your
10k.
joining
Nah,
Right.
I'm not doing it.
So we've bought what we bought. Thank you for your amazing patronage. It was a pleasure to meet a gentleman of your scholarship in Kenku Forum. One of my best friends is actually I call him Ken. He's running our business topside whilst we're down here doing some business. It was always a pleasure to meet you and maybe see you again.
Cares? Our bar is going to be as bad as this place. Everyone's going in going, I want to be a... How much is it?
So you hear all
That's what's happening
So,
right now.
Jax is saying that, but literally all the rest of you are just hearing these two people going, "Gah, gah, gah, gah." It looks like it doesn't look scintillating or anything. It just looks like two people screaming at each other.
JD, by the way, he
That
Jesus.
exactly.
Okay, Okay, let's go. It's nearly 10, so we've got about half an hour left.
Yes.
I need to
Right,
pee, so
okay.
I'm gonna wait.
Right, so we almost have to suspend the session, but let's just get you back out into Skullport, where a rather
Sheepish.
sheepish-looking drow male has been waiting far too long to try and help you find your way. So there we go. Where are the other ones? Get you up there, Toxie.
I thought you said there was 4 skulls.
You trying to find
There
all
is.
of them?
There is.
I see
the-
5.
Yeah, there's...
There's a tiny one as well for some reason.
Let's not worry
4
about these
big
things.
ones and smaller one. Yeah.
Sus.
Okay, so
Well,
he's gonna
that could just
lead
be a
us.
normal flame skull, couldn't it?
He's just gonna lead us to the whatchamacallit, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so he's just going to take you guys down in this direction. Where has my map thing gone? Right. Past the Ne'er-do-wells, past the, deep gnomes, the odd-looking armorers, the kobolds, and random people sitting behind places. There we go. And get you to here. Which then I think I can jump to there. And let me find you a drow.
Why is Serga here instead of me?
Well, because I thought JD would be the one that wasn't here.
Wow, rude.
There we go. Well, you rejoined the main campaign right at the end. Right.
I was
Yeah.
busy.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to more or less end that there before you go into Guts and Garters?
No, I mean we've got half an hour, so
I mean,
Half
you've
an
got
hour.
half an hour.
I mean
Let me have a look.
we said till 10:30 finish.
We said 10.
Ish.
Well, 10. We're always aiming for. I would say 8 till 10:30 is the plan because we've actually got this. Because I thought we'd start at 7:30, but of course I didn't realize fire was now on. So fire's now here, so it will be 8 till 10:30 bi-weekly, and then that gives half an hour for any rolling and finishing for people that hang around, and we can then hand over the stream at 11.
Okay, so here we
Or
go. So
drop it early and...
having one, let me just get that drow to the other
If
side.
everyone's okay, I mean, we can end it now. I'm happy to, but we can certainly start and get an intro in here and kind of move this a little bit further forward. It's up to you guys. What do you
I
think?
mean, I have got stuff to do.
Because it's just
I
a
can-
nice natural ending point.
Yeah, well, let's do it. That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. It gives us a good start point for 2 weeks from now. So, guys, if you tuned in on Sunday, you've now got to the next part. We're moving nicely south through the craziness of the Underdark. We've arrived in Skullport. We did some shopping, which is always the best episodes. I've now got new toys. JD's got a new armor that he can just, when he meets a woman now, he'll be like, "Hey, check this out!" Pow! And there's his Johnny standing on its end, ready to rock and roll. As well as that, we've made many friends along the way, and we've got a life debt, which I think is always useful. We've got his name,
have
so I
no
can
idea
send
where the
at
dude
any
is, he
point.
ran
Now,
off, but-
at any point, I can send him a paper bird and say, "Life debt, get here now."
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? And we're going to find our way into the Zandarium handout. We've got tattoos, which pretty much gets us into the Xanathar hideout, sorry. So we are ready. But guys, unfortunately, we're not doing this every week because schedules, etc. But we'll be back in 2 weeks. Everyone good for 2 weeks from now?
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, back here for much more of this.
No.
Oh,
Annoyingly, 2 weeks I will be camping. I'll be in the middle of a field.
Take a
Okay.
laptop.
Unfortunately,
Heather.
I can try and take a laptop.
oh God.
It is the middle of a field.
I mean,
Well, I'm pretty sure you D&D'd from a boat once.
As
Come
we're
on.
just starting,
yeah, it's
if
true.
he can't make that week, can we mate next week? Or is that bad for anyone else?
It's fine for me.
I'm not available next week because I am away.
Okay.
About
So-
the week after the 2 weeks.
Yep.
The 18th? I can
Yeah.
definitely do the 18th. Yep.
Everyone go for the 18th, so we'll take
Yeah.
an early 3 week break, but at least it keeps the full party
This is the
together.
problem with August, isn't it? But
This
yes.
is always the problem, but I'm now going to check my calendar, by the way. But I'm pretty sure, that I have no plans in August other than weekends. I think, in general, I don't think I've got any week plans. Week plans? That sounded like it's pathetic.
Right, but I
That's a
do.
weak plan, dude.
But I do think you had plans to run a campaign as a DM in between the main campaign.
So the plan is going to be, but I haven't got it ready. I know that JD was looking toward doing, and I was going to discuss it with JD, but basically what we were thinking about was, did we get some crit wins earlier, by the way?
One. We need to roll a d4, please.
Okay. I will do that now. I'm going to do it off camera, but it is a 2.
Number 2, thank you very much. I'll just double check that. That would be Trace.
So Tracy has one entry into the big draw, which is coming up later in the year. And it went up $5, guys. So we only had one successful roll today, but it's going in the right direction. I've added to the 18th. So not the 18th. Yes, the 18th. The 18th is the next session for this. Hopefully, over the course of the next 2 or 3 weeks, either me or JD will discuss stuff, and we'll either come through with what we're going to do is so the third. Oh, that could be a small issue. I've just realised that we need to talk to Riggs, but basically what's going to happen is that this show is going to run, and on alternate weeks, Riggs is doing a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just move that around with him and make sure that he does the next 2 weeks, then or 3 weeks, and then we'll take a week, and then we'll try and get it bi-weekly after that. There is going to be a Sunday session, which we're going to do regular with a few other people, but it's still in planning stages, and I've still got to read a book, etc. Alternatively, JD may be taking that slot in order to run a space-based campaign. JD,
For all the Eve players out there.
How long do you think you are away from having that ready to rock?
In that one, I'm still trying to get my group together to learn DMing, which we're doing it next Sunday. I finally got them to fucking clear the schedules. And so next Sunday, I'll be doing my first, DMing. And then obviously after 2 or 3 sessions of that, I am hoping to be good to start DMing some
But
stuff.
you've got the reading, I've got the reading. So we may bi-weekly those as well and see how that goes. But for the moment, it's going to be here. We're going to be back in 3 weeks. Enjoy some time off from this. We will do a big recap when we come back. And then it should be bi-weekly after that. Hopefully try and look at that bi-weekly from there, guys, and let me know if there are any issues and we can move some weeks around. But for now, bi-weekly from the 18th. At the moment, it's looking like the 18th will maybe get the end of this little short mini intro period, and then we're going to make a decision on what characters go where. But yeah, I want to try and get some reading done over the next couple of weeks, and I might try and start a Sunday campaign before the end of August. Is kind of what I'd like to do, but we'll just have to see how it goes. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We have one winner, Tracy. We had a crit win. We're on $25. And we've negotiated our way through the very entry to Skullport. In this one-shot campaign that was supposed to last 1 session, we are now running into 3 sessions, but it's always the way. There's just so much going on, and we're all still quite
We're
new
still ahead
after
of
a
that
couple of
day you
years.
tried to climb up a mountain.
Yeah, climb up a mountain, we talked to a tree and did one fight. But we had no fight today, but we did go shopping, and I think that's crucial. We went shopping, we had a short rest, we've got all our hit points back, and we bought some cool shit. So thanks for tuning in to probably the weakest episode of the season. Has JD's tag got to do number 2? What? JJ Stag do 2.
Tag.
Yes, JJ Stag do number 2 is next weekend. It's on Saturday. I will be here on the Friday having a very quiet night before going off drinking on the Saturday. I wasn't going to be here next week, but I now can't be here tomorrow. There's no me tomorrow. I'm in Brighton. I don't know if Gaz,
Why
are
would
you
you
doing
go
it?
there?
I don't know
sunny
yet.
holiday.
I will see how quick I can get off work and get stuff started. I might not. I don't know.
We may have someone tomorrow. We may not. I won't be here. I may be here later, guys, if you're around to do some watching. Because, I'm in Brighton, but I'll be back about 9:30, I imagine, 10 o'clock. So, if you guys are around tomorrow to watch something afterwards, then maybe we can catch up. But if not, we'll see what happens.
I believe I am.
Okay. So have yourselves a fantastic week. I will be right here next week on Friday. Trace is up next on Twitch in about an hour. She's going to get herself all ready. She's going to be taking over. And is that Twitch and radio?
Yep.
Twitch and radio.
Well, Trace sort of is, but I think Riggs will be doing it proxy.
Yeah,
Is that
I
right?
think
So it's-
Riggs running it, yeah.
Right, it's a special new guest DJ show hosted by Riggs, presenting very. I don't know if saying that Trace is on it was a spoiler, but hey, surprise! Trace is going to be the guest DJ on the new Thursday Night Rig Show. I know that he's planning other things going forward, so stay tuned right here. He'll tell you all about it in around about 55 minutes. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed our little bit of nonsense this evening, sort of prequeling and leading us into where we're going with the main campaign. I'm loving it. It was great. And I have to say that Ben was on fire this evening with the accents. Who was your favourite, everyone? I mean, I'm not sure whether I like the shopkeeper better or the down-to-earth Duragar who just signed his life away like it was nothing.
That was
what did he say? It's his fifth.
Yeah.
got 5 life contracts. Why not? Yeah.
I'm not sure that...
Another one.
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, you know, so many people say this. He's just got so much life debt going on. It's great. So yeah, and I think it doesn't help that he kind of made the deal with us to get us there, then we would give it back, and he ran off without taking his life contracts that we've still got it. He's the worst, man. So yeah, and for the first time you got a little bit of the old bard. Now, hopefully 3 weeks I'll be able to learn a song.
Can I also say that every time I've looked at Ben's camera today, I thought his girlfriend was wrapping his arms around his shoulder.
It does look like that. Secret arms coming round. There we go. Right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
She would as well.
And please stay tuned or come back in around about 55 minutes for the amazing new show on a Thursday with Trace and Riggs. By the way, Thursday with Trace and Riggs. And hopefully someone will be here in my slot tomorrow. Don't forget to tune at the weekend for Sarge and Helix. Right through the week, big shows all throughout. And I'll be back next Friday with my regular show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good night.
Boom.